All right, ¿qué pasa, mi gente? Tío Lalo here with you today. We are going to be hand engraving a 1911 slide. Per the usual, this should be hopefully the last session. I'm going to clean this camera real fast, make sure everything's nice. We're going to zoom in on it. Again, this is a flare cut, guys. We're using a 120-degree graver. I've pre-sharpened it. It is polished, as you can see right there. And that gives that nice bright cut. We are using a Lindsay air graver. If it'll focus. This is foot pedal actioned. We're pretty much done with this side, but I'm gonna just go through and see if there's any accents or anything that I need to add. I can see that there's a accent area right here, just some negative space I want to take care of. These are just little accents that we're adding. Good Crusader, this is just a personal 1911 slide for a bull armory that I've got here. Yeah, I've just been working on it. I decided to try my hand at brass inlay for the first time ever, and came out okay, I think. There's room for improvement, I think, but all in all, I would take it. All right, so that last one I wasn't super happy with as far as the scroll piece. So we've got to work a little bit better on this one. There we go. JH, as far as cost for engraving, it just depends on the engraver themselves. I usually charge about 50 to 65 an hour. That includes obviously like polishing, any sort of like, I guess, taking apart stuff, all that jazz is included. I know some engravers don't even deal with that. They just charge strictly anywhere from like 100 to 150 an hour, depending on who it is. There are some engravers that are like master engravers, man, they charge a premium, but it's well worth it in my opinion. David, thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Again, if you haven't subscribed, I'm not forcing you out by any means. Keep watching, keep enjoying. But if you haven't, please consider subscribing. Definitely helps out the channel. And I'm definitely not getting rich off of this one, guys. I'm going to be very transparent. I finally got monetized with YouTube. And I think in all the videos and everything I've done so far, all the lives, if you guys have followed me, everything, I'm at like $20. So I haven't even gotten my first payment, which is funny. I mean, it is what it is. But I do this mostly just for the art because I ain't paying no bills, that's for sure. Okay, I think we are done right here with this one, guys. Let's zoom out. We're gonna move over to finishing some of this stuff right here. And then the last part we got is this one up here. So I'm hoping we can knock this out within about an hour. Luis, thank you, appreciate it. Kevin, thank you. Just looking, yeah, we've got a few little things right here to do, so. Ulfs, or Aelfs, or, yeah, Aelfs, yes, it is a 1911 slide. Kevin, yes. So, yes and no. I pre-draw it, so I have something to kind of keep my mind in line. Now, I'm gonna point out some of the mistakes that I've made here, and these are amateur mistakes because I'm not a master engraver. So, when we look at stuff, as far as design goes, it's called a 3 curve. So, where I screwed up is like right here. We have this scroll coming out and growing. This technically should have come out more. Or I should have created one here and then kept going this way. This is called a flat spot. And Lee Griffiths, he's a master engraver. He teaches that if you're going to have any curves, you just want 2 curves. You want the initial curve and then one coming off of it. And this one, I have this initial curve right here, and then it grows, and then it has another curve. So there's 3 curves. There's 1, 2, 3. And that basically is a trifecta for a flat spot. Most people wouldn't realize this. And so, but that's a mistake. That's an amateur mistake right here. So if you are engraving, keep this in mind. Don't do this. Do this. This is a good flow right here. This is a bad flow. This makes This makes a flat spot in essence, and it draws the eye in a negative way. Everything else here is pretty much set where it needs to, and we're growing correctly. But this is where I made a mistake in the design as I went in. So, Tristan, thank you, appreciate it. Luis, sí habla un poco de español. So yeah, all right. Well, let's get engraving this part right here. In fact, to show, we're going to do this by freehand. Let's see, we're going to build one leaf right here. And then we're going to build a canted leaf here. And then we'll finish off with something like that. So that's usually what I do. So if you can see that, that's how I kind of draw my map out on how we're going to draw this. So we begin, again, tip in first. There we go. This is a nice light scribe in. It's just the tail. Now we increase power. All right, there's that. It's funny, I just forgot that we were supposed to draw that canted leaf. But that's all right. We're going to draw it right now. Sorry, I'm getting rid of some of the spam on this channel. Sometimes it happens. So got rid of some of the spam, guys. So yeah, I'm actually under a microscope. So right now, you guys are seeing it through the camera lens. I'm actually looking at it under a microscope. So that's why I can be a little bit more precise. Makes a big difference in trying to see like through magnifying glass. I'm using the Lindsay Air Graver. So this tool right here, it's a pneumatic graver. Down here, I have a foot press. So whenever I press it, pneumatically. All right, let's get back to it. So I will try to answer questions, guys. Again, I am under the microscope, so I can only answer so many at a time. Kevin, yeah, I've got a laser engraver too, and honestly, yeah, I prefer hand engraving. This is a flare cut, so flare cuts are nearly impossible to replicate with a laser. Um, there's another engraver that does hand engraving and laser engraving as well, and he's gotten close, but he can't. He says it's just not quite there. So. But yeah, I actually started laser engraving, and then I'm an artist, and so it wasn't hitting my fancy when it came to my artwork. I just didn't feel like it was art at that point, so I took up hand engraving about a year and a half ago. And I've basically stopped taking any laser engraving jobs at this point, just because you probably know the laser engraving market is really saturated now. And so I take a lot more pride in my hand engraving work. Stefan, yeah, I've been only engraving for probably, I'd say a little over a year, like pretty diligently with hand engraving. Kevin, you do have to frequently sharpen it. I sharpen it. If you watch long enough, you'll notice that probably around I'd say the 20 or 30 minute mark into stuff, I'll chip the graver bit, and then I have to be gone for 2 to 3 minutes sharpening it. Like right now, I just ran it on my lap, like the leather lap right here. So we just run it and have it sharpen up a little bit. Dog, yeah. If you're gonna go with something engraved, you usually want to spend on something that's gonna be handed down and taken some pride in it and stuff. I like the PDPs, but it's just not the not the platform really for it. You know, you're looking at 1911s, revolvers, you know, lever actions. What other ones? Even like old hunting rifles are really nice. They can give a really good heirloom feel to it, and that's really what we look for in these art pieces, because these will likely be handed down for generations to come. Watch Closer ID. This is actually it's some sort of patented alloy mix from GRS is the brand, but it's like some carbide, maybe carbide tungsten. I'm not sure. It's really strong. The problem with really strong alloys, though, as you probably know, is that they become very brittle. So high-speed steel used to be the norm, the main thing that people use. And high-speed steel doesn't chip as easy, but it dulls a lot faster, especially when you're engraving stainless steel like we are right now. It tends to dull really fast. So people found different alloys that work better with carbide, like carbide alloys and stuff. The problem that they ran into now, though, is that depending on how you treated them, they tend to just become really brittle, and that's why you'll see me break tips. And Steven, yeah, I mean, learning how to engrave actually isn't that hard. I think the hardest part is learning the design of stuff. All right, I think we chipped because it feels funky. No, maybe. Oh yeah, we did. All right, so we've actually chipped. So you can't see it. I'm gonna see if I can. It's the tiniest chip, right? Sorry about my nails, guys, but you can see it right there. That little chip is making it so now I can't cut correctly. So we're gonna have to look at it and see. I think I can take care of this by hand. So we're actually gonna take care of this by hand sharpening. So this is a diamond wheel. And we're set. She's sharp again. All right. Appreciate the support, guys. I try to answer as many questions as I can, so I might miss some of you guys, and I apologize. Kevin, I do work on leather work. Yes, I do some leather tooling and stuff. Most of it is kind of personal or stuff for clients when I had, clients when I took clients, because I actually recently stopped taking any new clientele or any new projects, just because I wanted to focus on my own art. I wanted to do what I want to do, and that's what I'm doing right now with you guys. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. All right, we're gonna fix that spot where we chipped. I didn't finish that leaf. There we go. Steven. Well, like I said, definitely if you have to go inside, subscribe, get subbed up. I try to do these all the time. I'm really hoping one day I'm good enough that I can teach a course. Oh, we are chipping hard today, guys. Sometimes, yeah, we're chipping hard. I can see it. All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna have to go resharpen this, just because it's giving me some crap. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna be right back. All right. Okay. Sorry about that. We're back. We're still gonna have to do a little bit of hand polishing on this. Like looking at it, it's not quite perfect where I want it to. Awesome. We are set and ready. Yes, it is the same one. We are doing the last side right here. All right, let's just make sure we're set and ready. I want to go through and just see if there's anything else we need to do right here. Like I said, we just chipped it, so, you know, and chipping usually occurs more so in the really small engravings just because you're putting a ton of pressure on when you're turning in such a small constrained area. I found I chip a lot less with bigger engravings. Okay. I think we're set there. Set there. I'm gonna add one more little okay. I think we are set here, guys. I'm trying to see if there's anything I missed while we were... Okay. I like it. Sean Gray, anything from GRS, any of the GRS ones are great hand engravers. I absolutely love my Lindsay Airgraver, though. Like, this is a fantastic one. I once had an opportunity. The guy just lived a little too far, and he was selling this exact same one for like 400 or 500 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. And unfortunately, I couldn't get it because he lived too far, and he was an older gentleman, and he didn't know how to like use electronic payment or nothing. So he ended up selling it to somebody local. But if you can get a Lindsay Airgraver, I absolutely love Lindsay Airgravers. Hans Whale, you can engrave a Glock, but I'm just not a fan of Glocks for engraving. So I would not touch one. It's just the money's not there, the desire to do it. You know, it's like as an artist, you desire certain things as your canvas, and that just is not one that I'm looking forward to doing. So, but there are people that do it out there, just not me per se. All right, this part right here, we've got to work on the drawing because we don't have a drawing. So let's get the stuff to make a drawing. All right, I'm gonna get some transfer wax down in there. Now, you don't need to use this. This is just something I found that helps me out quite a bit, so. As far as chambering, this one obviously isn't chambered in anything because it's not a pew-pew for YouTube's sake, but yes, I guess some of the accompanying stuff could be said that it could be that, yes. All right, we're gonna go in with pencil first. I've just gotta kind of figure out what I want my design to be. Okay. I figure we can come in here like this. Probably put a little bit more curvature here. The outside. Okay, I think that's going to be our design right there, guys. I like that. That guy, I do this, yes, I do have an art studio. So I started an art studio a couple years ago. If you haven't heard the story yet, I started in laser engraving out of all things. And laser engraving just wasn't doing it for me. So then I moved into other stuff. I do other type of artwork. But I think the stuff that most people love is this. You know, I love to paint. I love to charcoal draw. I love all the stuff with art. But I definitely get the most interest from metal engraving. So we are just using a scribe right now, guys, to really create the piece that we want. Kind of give me an idea of what we're going to be drawing. Again, we don't want 3 curves, so there's 1 curve right here. Awesome, and then we can expect, I'm gonna probably do a pretty cool little leaf scroll here. But yeah, and then likely gonna do a pretty aggressive scroll here. Okay, let's George, I don't know. I put in, like, honestly, I put in some, like, it's like lo-fi mob boss music, I guess. It's just soothing, and I like it. It does good for the feeling of what we're doing here. All right, let me make sure that we're set up, guys, the way we need to. That way you guys can see what I'm seeing. Fantastic. All right, so this is the backbone. Again, guys, this is, if you're looking to ever engrave or do anything like that, this is probably one of the key things that you have to learn when it comes to hand engraving, is how to build the backbone of your engraving. This is the initial design, and we're gonna go with this small one. I'm trying to think. We'll go with the big one. It's just the problem being with the big one, we're going to do a backhand. So what I mean by backhand cut is when we're cutting, the back of the hand is rolling as we're cutting. And then when I say forehand, the forehand of the hand is rolling as we're cutting. So yeah, backhand, forehand. All right, here we go. And we're gonna grow it from the very edge right here. Got cut up with my oh, my hose got caught again. Sorry, guys. Fantastic. There's our first backbone right there, guys. DJ Max, yeah, it sounds like a little calf going, meh. Yeah, so it's... Give me a second, guys. Hey, put them off back. Quick. Sorry, guys. My dogs are outside and they're chasing some squirrels. They're jumping on the fence. It's a Bull Armory 1911 slide, guys. All right. And let's get the other backbones done, guys. And somebody was asking about how much pressure I'm applying. And no, there's not a ton of pressure. You have to let the hammer do the hammering effect has to do the action. I'm just guiding it, really. That's all I do with my hand. I just guide. So this hand, my left hand guides the wheel. My right hand, the one that has the graver in it, is just guiding the angles that we're controlling the graver. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to make sure that you guys can actually see when I'm rotating stuff. I think we're chipped, guys. Let me see. Yeah, we're chipped. I was wondering, I was like, man, it feels funky. You can tell immediately. Once you learn how to engrave, you can tell when and where something's happening, so. Michael Vincent, arthritis, I mean, maybe, I guess, but, I mean, there's guys that have been doing this for 30 plus years and they're still doing it, so. I think for most part, you're fine. And I don't think people realize it's not a ton of vibration. right, let's get good engraving. Yeah, as far as like the chipping, yeah, different, like the heat treatment, it definitely can affect it. Sometimes I hit hard spots, sometimes there's soft spots, hard spots. Whew. All right. It's a hot day in here, guys. And I don't have AC in this room, so we're gonna try to hopefully get this done. If I can't get it done, then we'll Sir Crispy, thank you. Bo, yeah, yeah, no, man. Get it. I do a little bit of like welding, like nothing fancy by any means. And as an artist, I actually thought about making art pieces. Oh shoot. Don't do that, guys. So we're gonna have to fix that here in a second. Man, I am slipping today. What is up with that? That's not cool. Bo, maybe. I mean, I just sharpened it. I think I just sharpened it right before you came in. I think it's my angle, so I went with a little bit more aggressive angle on the face, and I think I'm used to a 50-degree angle, and this is a 55 now. It was 60 last night when I was working on some stuff. And so I think I'm just getting used to it. Really, is all it is right now, because it tends to definitely sharp enough to cut. But we'll see here. All right, we're gonna start here, nice and engraving. Gonna roll it out. Really do a backhand cut right here, guys. All right, we're gonna round that a little bit more. Not super happy with that cut, so we're gonna all right, I'm happier with that. That looks good. All right, we're gonna come in from down here. Again, yeah, I think it's the angle of my graver is just so steep compared to what I've kind of gotten used to over the past few months. Bo Bilkley, no, it's controlled by angles, basically. You have a heel, this heel right here, that little glint that you see, that controls your level. Guys, so this is, again, this is the Lindsay air graver. and this is a Bull Armory 1911 slide that we're engraving. We've gone through and we have inlaid brass. This is not gold in it. I cannot afford gold, so we did brass, or I guess bronze. All right, guys, give me a second. I'm going to go and resharpen this. All right, guys, sorry that took a little while. We are back. George, thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, definitely keep on following. Crash, shoot, let's see. Between everything, all in all, I'm guessing probably 30-ish hours at this point. Between the polishing, between the engraving, between the inlay and sanding and repolish, and yeah, but probably about 30-ish hours now. And so to give you an idea, 30-ish hours by the time we're done here soon, shortly. I mean, I used to charge, like, usually when I was taking jobs, I was charging about $50 an hour. So that gives you an idea of kind of how much something like this would cost to do. Because I know a lot of people often ask that on the channel. And YouTube is weird with this kind of stuff about monetary talking and all that jazz. So hopefully that helps with you guys kind of figuring out how much it costs. Thank you, Bo. Appreciate it. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Rumpelstiltskin, thanks for tuning in. I will say once you're resharpening it, like, it does cut so much better. Joel Van Dyke, awesome, man, awesome. Good to hear that. Sorry, it takes me a while to see some of the responses and stuff. This is a Lindsay Airgraver. There's also the GRS Mach AT, which is another one I use. And there's a few other brands, but I really enjoy the GRS or the Lindsay Airgraver. This is probably my favorite. I would say get the GRS C-Max bits. I think they're the best. I don't care much for some of the other types of alloys. Some people swear by Steve Lindsay's graver bits, but I just have not found good luck with them. And truthfully, draw. So look at maybe some of your father's old works and stuff, and really learn how to draw and design. That's probably the hardest part, is the art form of it. Once you have that down, then everything else tends to be pretty. Learning how to actually cut and engrave is not super hard by any means. And I think it's soothing for the soul to a certain extent, unless you start busting tips like I have some days. The days that I like bust a ton of tips, I usually just say screw it at that point and just, I'm like, whatever, I'm done for the day. All right, this is gonna be a tough one right here. I've got to figure out how to do the leaf right here. Brian Pavy, thank you. Crash, yeah, I guess that's true. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to. I want to take care of this negative space, but I also don't want to overdo it. So we're just going to do, there we go. We'll swoop that way. So we're going to start here, come this way, and then come that way. Again, guys, I apologize if you guys are asking me questions and I'm skipping them and stuff. I'm under the microscope, so. And then we're really going to flare hard. Start to thin it out a little bit. Good. Doesn't look too bad. We can work with that. And I said I could work with it, but apparently my graver decided not to work with it. So we've chipped once more. Today is a day of chipping, but I'm determined to finish this so I can show you guys the finished product. So we're not going to stop until we're finished. I want to finish this. We're so close, guys, so close. So I'm going to go resharpen this dang thing, and then I'll be right back. All right, let's hope that that is the last sharpening for today. I hope. We will see. As time will tell. We still have to, I like to polish them by hand right here. Awesome. Okay. All right, guys, let's finish this up. How about that? I know you guys are dying to see some of the finished work and stuff, so let's Keefe from Twitch, yeah, it can be actually. There's one of the lives I was doing here, and people really didn't notice, but I ended up really slicing my finger open on some of the metal that came up. So yeah, it definitely can be. Jacob, no, they're not actually. So this actually isn't a pew-pew in essence. So this is called a slide. So yeah, I cannot show the bottom portion of anything like this. Let's see. All right, here we go. Awesome, guys. Okay. So this actually isn't gold. This is a brass inlay. We have the video where we actually learned how to do it and stuff. Basically, you take this and you end up inlaying it all across the portion, just like that. So yeah, we did all of that bronze earlier in the engraving of the art onto this. So if you guys subscribe, it is up on YouTube on my lives. We go through the whole process of cleaning it out, how to basically get the bronze to stay. Now, if you have gold is a lot easier to work with when it comes to inlays. I don't have $3,300 just laying around to just slap into a project piece. Because I think the last time I saw it was like $3,200 for an ounce of gold. And I just don't, I don't have that kind of money. Like I said, I've gotten $20 from YouTube. A very, very great $20, which I'm thankful for all you guys watching and stuff. But yeah, we're definitely not getting rich off this by any means. So we are just creating art, just having fun. Maybe one day we can say it's paying the bills, but not today. All right, guys, I'm actually really happy with this. So let me go ahead, and we have been waiting for this portion. So I'm going to go and grab a piece of towel. This is going to get stuck on there, but we're going to clean this up and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Actually, it looks better without that light. We'll show it in natural light. Are you guys wanting to see what it looks like? How many people want to see what it looks like? Because that's what I'm wondering. All right. Gosh dang. I don't know why my camera's not wanting to focus on this today. If it'll focus. Sorry, it's got some of the rub off of that towel that we just had. This camera's having issues really focusing. Let me do this. All right, here we go. Jacob Ante, yes, I do. If you want to go head over to my channel, there's a few of them that I've done. And you can take a gander at some of the lives that I've done with one of the Colts as well. So yeah, let me see if it'll... It really sucks when... Yep, foot controls are down here. I've got this one that controls the Lindsay graver. This one controls the spinner, the diamond wheel. This one over here, when I use it, it controls my Grave AT right here. So I've got two of the handles right there, and you can see that. And then we've got my turntable here. It's magnetically held with a bearing at the bottom. And then I've got my vise up here, which allows me to go left, right, wherever I need it to go. So, Rob Thom, yes, I did. Well, it's not a gold inlay. It is a brass inlay or bronze inlay. So, yeah, she's ready. All right, guys. Well, please head on over, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Until next time, Tio Lalo is out. Keep engraving, keep creating art. Peace, guys. Pleasure.